Jermain Defoe, good morning.
Morning, mate.
Hey, mate, good morning to you. So I'm just seeing this. We were listening to John Hartson talking about the Welsh tonight, and now you've made this decision, and it's just dropped on Twitter. What Jermain goes on to say here, Simon, he says, I made my professional debut at 17 years of age in 1999, and I feel the time is now right to bow out. I've had an incredible journey and I've met some amazing people in the game. And he says, football will always be in my blood. It gives me great pride and satisfaction to look back on the blessed career that I have had. And I now look forward to spending some quality time with my friends and family before moving on this next chapter in my career. And of course, he had an incredible career, did he not? A quite incredible career. He finishes off somewhat. We've just lost Jermain. We're going to get him back in a second. He finishes off with this statement. Lastly, I want to say thank you to my mum. You gave me a ball at 2 years of age, and you made me believe my dream could happen. All that I am is because of you, and I know everything to you and God. So, Jermain, you're back with us, and you're thanking your mum, and you mean that from the bottom of your heart, don't you?
Yeah, mate, because at the end of the day, I was lucky as a kid. You know, the support I had from my mum was like to be like a single parent and to sort of like be a woman and to take me to every game. Even sometimes when the car wouldn't start, I remember I'd get up in the morning and she had a blue Nissan Micra, right? And then sometimes I'd get up in the morning, the car wouldn't start, and I'd be like crying. I'd be like, mum, but. So I mean, didn't really want to make her feel bad and stuff like that. Then one of the neighbours would sort of like give us a lift to the game and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, from day one, the support from my mum has been like unbelievable all the way through every single game. So I mean, she's the one that gave me. She bought me a ball when I was 2 years old. Took me over the park and just let me crack on with it. And then that was it, mate. The love from the game started there.
What Simon and I would like to say to you at this stage is, Jermain, congratulations on a quite incredible playing career, mate. From West Ham to Bournemouth to Tottenham to Portsmouth to Tottenham, Toronto, I remember that. Then you were back on loan at Tottenham, Sunderland, Bournemouth, Rangers up there, and then Sunderland. Yeah. I mean, there are so many highlights. Would you give us a couple? I mean, it's impossible to go over your career in a few minutes, but I mean, what was the highlight, Jermain, at club level?
Obviously, for me, the highlight. When you sort of like when you're a kid and you just want to be a professional. You just want to be a professional, and for me, I always wanted to, play at the top level. I wanted to play for England. I want to win trophies and stuff like that. But for me, I've always said that I wanted to obviously win a league title, because I think when you win a league title, even if you do it once, that's something that no one can ever take away from you, because that's basically saying that you're the best. You've been the best team throughout the course of the season. You need a little bit of luck at the same time, but to show that sort of consistency in any league is so difficult to do. And that, so last season was really special for me, because, to be honest, I thought it would have come quicker, but I was sort of like happy that it came sort of like the back end of my career, because I felt like I appreciated it more. Yeah, and it was really, really special. But there's so many other moments, to be honest. So many other moments. All the clubs that I played for, the goals that I've scored, and all these games and stuff like that. It's just been a blessing.
I mean, you're 39 now, Simon. How's he kept himself going so long at the highest level? Honestly, it's incredible. It's great by you, Jermain. To be quite honest, I mean, Simon, this guy was special.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, I watched him a few times play against my team and score goals, which I did
always,
which I didn't appreciate, Jermain, I might add.
Did you always score against Palace, Jermain?
Yeah, he did.
Always enjoyed playing there. Yeah. Fantastic football club.
But he's looked after himself, hasn't he? He's looked after himself, and he's made decisions in his career. And my level of... I developed a huge admiration for Jermain off the pitch with the Bradley Lowery relationship, which I just thought was fantastic on your... I mean, obviously a very great tragedy and the loss of a beautiful little boy, but I didn't have a perspective of you other than being a very decent footballer. But when I saw the level of engagement you had with Bradley, it just gave me a whole different dimension on you, Jermain, and I thought that was such a way to behave. So I've always wanted to say that to you. I've said it about you, but I'm now saying it to you. I thought that was wonderful, the way you handled that situation and what you did for that young boy. I know it's his life that was lost, but it was well done for you.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I mean, that in itself for you, Jermain, was a life-changing experience, wasn't it?
Yeah, because like I said, I mean, football's given me, not only me, my family, so much, and to sort of like experience that with Bradley. I mean, something that you never really think that you're going to experience things like that. Just the way he used to sort of like, I mean, I've said many times in interviews and stuff, like when I first met him, he looked at me and like the way he was. I mean, family was fantastic from day one. You know, welcomed me with open arms. I used to go to the house and see Bradley. I used to go up to the hospital and stuff like that. I still speak to Jermain Defoe and Kieran now. Really close with the family and stuff like that.
They've had another child now, haven't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, good.
She's beautiful. So it was a tough time, but you know, I've got so many good memories, which is important.
Yeah, those clubs you played for, you've got a bond with all of them, haven't you? West Ham, with Tottenham, with Sunderland, with Rangers. I was up there recently. They still talk about you there.
It's crazy because, I mean, it's just, Jim, to be honest, all I've ever done was just worked hard. I know it sounds, I know everyone says that, you know, you just got to work hard, but that's all I've ever done. Every club that I've been at, I've just always wanted to impress. You know, any manager that signed me, I just always wanted to make the manager proud. And that's all I've done. I've never really cut any corners. You know, just done it the hard way. You know, stay behind after training, practicing my finishing. You know, eating well, sleeping well. Just trying to give myself the best opportunity to have a good career, and at the end of it, at least I could look myself in the mirror and say, you know what, you did everything right. You did everything right.
When you look at your career, Jermain, I mean, we are all the sum of all our parts. I mean, you scored prolifically for England. I mean, you scored 200. I'm looking at the statistics now: 623 games, 225 goals. You know, an even higher percentage of goals per game for England. Is there anything that you would have liked to have done, and everyone you'd like to have played for, that you didn't get the opportunity, or the opportunity was presented and you didn't take it? Is there anything you look back on and say, I'd like to have done this? I've done everything. This was brilliant. I played for Spurs, brilliant. I played for Portsmouth at their time. Yeah. Where did you not go to that you'd like to have done?
I remember when I was obviously younger at West Ham and stuff like that, and I came through and I was scoring goals, and like any young player, sort of then becomes speculation. So I was always linked with Man United. And I remember speaking to the Man United boys at like years later, and they obviously thought I was coming. And I remember a few of the lads said, "Oh, what happened? We were told that you were coming." And then obviously at this stage now, you always think that would have been amazing, because obviously playing for someone like obviously Sir Alex and with all the trophies that they won. But at the same time, I try not to regret anything really. Yeah, it would have been great if it never happened. Yeah, you know, things happen for a reason. You know, I remember getting a phone call from my agent before I was at Portsmouth, and I was going back to Tottenham, and the day before I signed for Tottenham, I remember getting a phone call from an agent saying that you know, I'm taking you to Juventus. You know, they want you and stuff like that. And I think, oh, that would have been great playing for a club of that size, and you know, in Italy, you know, different culture, that sort of experience and that. And then, you know, I went back to Tottenham. I loved it. That's why I wanted to go. Have Redknapp sign me again. So it was sort of like.
Who was your agent, Jermain?
The agent, but the agent, I was with SFX at the time, obviously Wasserman. But the agent that phoned me was Pini Sahavi.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, Pini was like, because I mean, I think at that stage, I think he looked after Rio, and I met Pini. I used to speak to Pini all the time and stuff like that. And he obviously called me and he said, "All right,
yeah.
Would you want to go to Juventus and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Oh wow!" And then I said to Pini, I want to go back to Tottenham and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing some of the messages, Jermain, and thanks for joining us live, mate, because now you're going to be busy. Your phone, you're going to get inundated. There's Matt. He's a top man, Jermain Defoe. That's despite playing so well for Spurs. So obviously Matt's not a Spurs fan. Jermain, here's one. Here's Mark Gibbon. You know, why now, Jermain? Because Sunderland still have a few crucial games left. We might get an injury, and we could have needed you.
Yeah, you know what? I just believe it's, for me. I just think it's the right time, because from Jim, from the outside, people looking and they probably think, I don't know if they see maybe highlights or see some of the games, think, oh, he still looks sharp. I don't know, he still looks fit and that. But to be honest, it doesn't get easier. As you get older, it doesn't get easier. And I think the probably more time that goes on without really playing, it becomes more difficult. And I didn't really want to block the path for someone else. Really, that's like a youngster coming through or someone coming back from injury.
Yeah.
Is it because you had a 12-year-old chairman that kept on calling you Pops?
No, nah. But like, it's just, there's many factors. I mean, before I signed for before I signed for Sunderland, I went for like there was like probably a good 6 weeks that I didn't 6-7 weeks I hadn't played or hadn't trained at sort of any real level. And obviously then I went to Sunderland, and you try and get yourself back up to speed. And then, day by day, games are running out and stuff like that. It was really difficult. Really difficult. And then obviously I weren't playing and stuff like that. And a couple of times where I've played, I just, you feel like even though you might look sharp on that, but deep down that, I'm a yard off there, or in training, I'm a yard off here. And I just thought, you know what? I think it's the right time to be the niggles in the morning, the stiffness and all that sort of stuff. And
coaching for you, Jermain? Coaching for you?
Oh, yeah, of course, because I think coaching, people don't realise a lot of coaching, probably majority of coaching is actually speaking to people. You can go out and sort of set a session up, but I think a lot of coaching nowadays is actually a lot of coaching off the pitch, speaking to younger players, speaking about the game and stuff like that. And I think it's something that I've always done anyway. So to sort of like take it to the next level where I obviously complete my badges and stuff like that would be great, because then I think if I have that, then you never know where that can take you.
Scott, here's a final one, Jermaine. Scott Cunningham is a friend of mine. He's up in Glasgow, Rangers fan. Scott is blind and is part of the blind party that go to Ibrox. And Scott just wants to thank you, because when you played, you really used to get them going, and they would listen to the commentary. And he said, I just want to pass on it. Listen, I'll maybe send you Scott's number. You can get in touch with him, Jermaine. He said, whenever you played, we all stood in. We just got so excited when Jermaine was on the ball. So he wants to say thank you and he describes you as a quite wonderful man. And you are, Jermaine.
Nice. I think,
you are, mate.
You know what, Jim? Do you know what? I think my mum's always said to me from day one, I think it's more important to be remembered as a good person, because, I mean, you know what it's like, and
he doesn't know what remembered as a good person's like, Jermaine. No, he doesn't.
Thank you, Simon.
Jim's top man. That's why I always answer the phone and that. But now it's important to just be remembered as a good person at the end of the day. Yeah, because I mean, all the football stuff, that people know all that stuff. But to be remembered as a good person for me, and probably for my family and everyone that's close to me, probably will mean a lot more. To be honest.
Yeah. Jermaine, 22 years at the top, mate. Congratulations. You're a credit to yourself. Love to Mum, and thanks for giving us at talkSPORT your first reaction. Thank you so much, mate.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.